Welcome again to Regaining the Balance. This is Matt speaking, and we're going to be reading from the Emerald Tablet 11, The Key to Above and Below. Now, I'm sure if you guys are researchers in the occult and various other things, you've seen this particular statement, as above, so below, mentioned several times throughout all kinds of different things. So we'll see what good old Thoth has to say about this one. And yeah, should be interesting. So without further ado, let's share the screen. Boop. Hear ye and list ye, O children of Chem, to the words that I give that shall bring ye to the light. Ye know, O men, that I knew your fathers, I your fathers in a time long ago. Deathless have I been through all ages, living among ye since your knowledge began, leading ye upward to the light of the great soul. Have I ever striven, drawing ye out from the darkness of night. Know ye, O people, amongst whom I walk, that I, Thoth, have all the knowledge and all the wisdom known to man since the ancient days. Keeper have I been of the secrets of the great race, holder of the key that leads into life. Bringer up have I been to ye, O my children, even from the darkness of the ancient of days. List ye now to the words of my wisdom. List ye now to the message I bring. Hear ye now the words I give thee, and ye shall be raised from the darkness to light. Far in the past, when I first came to thee, found I thee in caves of rock. Lifted I thee by my power and wisdom until thou didst shine as men among men. I found I thee without any knowing. Only a little were ye raised beyond beasts. Fanned I ever the spark of thy consciousness until at last ye flamed as men. Now shall I speak to thee knowledge, ancient beyond the thought of thy race. Know ye that we of the great race had and have knowledge that is more than man's. Wisdom we gained from the star-born races, wisdom and knowledge far beyond man's. Down to us had descended the masters of wisdom as far beyond as I am from thee. List ye now, while I give ye wisdom, use it, and free thou shalt be. Know ye that in the pyramid I built are the keys that shall show ye the way into life. I draw ye a line from the great image I builded to the apex of the pyramid. Built as a gateway, draw ye another opposite in the same angle and direction, dig ye and find that which I have hidden. There shall ye find the underground entrances to the secrets hidden before ye were men. Tell ye I know the mystery of cycles that move in movements that are strange to the finite, for the infinite are they beyond knowledge of man. Know ye that there are 9 of the cycles, 9 above and 14 below, moving in harmony to the place of joining that shall exist in the future of time. Know ye that the lords of the cycles are units of consciousness. I'm sorry. Know ye that the lords of the cycle are units of consciousness, sent from others to unify this with the all. Highest are they of the consciousness of all the cycles, working in harmony with the law. Know they that in time all will be perfected, having none above and none below, but all one in a perfected infinity, a harmony of all in the oneness of all. Deep neath the earth's surface in the halls of Amenti sit the 7, the lords of the cycles, I and another, the lord from below. Yet know thee that in infinity there is neither above nor below, but ever there is and ever shall be oneness of all when all is complete. Oft have I stood before the lords of the all. Oft at the fount of their wisdom have drunken and filled both my body and soul with their light. Spake they to me and told me of cycles and the law that gives them the meaning to exist. I spake to me the Lord of the 9, saying, quote, O Thoth, great are ye among earth's children, but mysteries exist of which ye know not. Ye know that ye came from a space-time below this, and know ye shall travel to a space-time beyond. But little ye know of the mysteries within them, little ye know of the wisdom beyond. Know ye that ye as a whole in this consciousness are only a cell in the process of growth. The consciousness below the consciousness below thee is ever expanding in different ways from those known to thee. it, though in space-time below thee, is ever growing in ways that are different from those that were part of the ways of thine own. For know that it grows as a result of thy growth, but not in the same way that thou didst grow. The growth that thou had in the present have brought into being a cause and effect. No consciousness follows the path of those before it, else all would be repetition and vain. Each consciousness in the cycle it exists in let me go back. Each consciousness in the cycle it exists in follows its own path to the ultimate goal. Each plays its part in the plan of the cosmos. Each plays its part in the ultimate end. The farther the cycle, the greater its knowledge and ability to blend the law of the whole. Know ye that ye in the cycles below us are working the minor parts of the law, while we of the cycle that extends to infinity take of the striving and build greater law. Each has its own part to play in the cycles. Each has his work to complete in his way. The cycle below thee is yet not below thee, but only formed for a need that exists. For know ye that the fountain of wisdom that sends forth the cycles is eternally seeking new powers to gain. Ye know that knowledge is gained only by practice, and wisdom comes forth only from knowledge, and thus are the cycles created by law. Means are they for the gaining of knowledge for the plane of law that is the source of the all. The cycle below is not truly below, but only different in space-time. The consciousness there is working and testing lesser things than those ye are. And know, just as ye are working on greater, so above ye are those who are also working as ye are on yet other laws. The difference that exists between these cycles is only inability to work with the law. We who have been in cycles beyond thee are those who first came forth from the source and have in the passage through time-space gained ability to use laws of the greater that are far beyond the conception of man. Nothing there is that is really below thee, but only a different operation of law. Look thee above, or seek thee below, the same shall ye find. For all is but part of the oneness that is at the source of the law. The consciousness below thee is part of thine own, as we are a part of thine. Ye as a child had not the knowledge that came to ye when ye became a man. Compare ye the cycles to man in this his journey from birth unto death, and see in the cycles below thee the child with knowledge he has, and see yourself as the child grown older, advanced in knowledge as time passes on. See ye, we also the child grown to manhood with the knowledge and wisdom that came with the years. Also, O Thoth, are the cycles of consciousness, children in different stages of growth, yet all from one source, the wisdom, and all to the wisdom returning again. Unquote. Ceased then he from speaking, and sat in silence that comes to the Lord's. Then again spake he unto me, saying, quote, O Thoth, long have we sat in Amenti, guarding the flame of life in the halls. Yet know we are still part of our cycles, with our vision reaching unto them and beyond. I know we that all, nothing else matters except the growth we can gain with our soul. Know we the flesh is fleeting. The things men count great are nothing to us. The things we seek are not of the body, but are only the perfected state of the soul. When ye as men can learn that nothing but progress of soul can count in the end, then truly ye are free from all bondage, free to work in a harmony of law. Know, man, ye should aim at perfection, only for thus can ye attain to the goal. Though ye should know that nothing is perfect, yet it should be thy aim and thy goal. Ceased again the voice of the nine, and into my consciousness the words had sunk. Now seek I ever more wisdom, that I may be perfect in law and with the all. Soon go I down to the halls of Amenti to live neath the cold flower of life. Ye whom I have taught shall never more see me, yet live I forever in the wisdom I taught. All that man is because of his wisdom, and that he shall be is the result of his cause. List ye now to my voice, and become greater than common man. Lift thine eyes upwards, and let light fill thy being. Be thou ever children of light. Only by effort shall ye grow upward to the plane where light is the all of the all. Be ye the master of all that surrounds thee. Never be mastered by the effects of thy life. Create then ever more perfect causes, and in time shalt thou be a son of the light. Free, let shine your soul. Let thine Free, let thine soul soar ever upwards, free from the bondage and fetters of night. Lift thine eyes to the sun in the sky space. For thee, let it be a symbol of life. Know that thou art the greater light, perfect in thine own sphere. When thou art free, look not ever into the blackness. Lift up thine eyes to the space above. Free, let thine light flame upwards, and shalt thou be a child of the light. Uh, so it's funny in the one of the last tablets, and I forgot to mention this, but it talks about his spaceship being built underneath a lion with the likeness of a man. And here we have a picture of the Sphinx, all lit up, and they definitely have confirmed that there is something that exists underneath the paw of the Sphinx. And legend has it that, and I don't know if it comes from this or if it comes from something else, but legend has it if that paw was to be opened up, then we would have the secrets of Atlantis, and maybe even, as Thoth says, some of the power to defeat some kind of crazy thing that's going to come out of the earth. So interesting. I mean, this is very esoteric. This is very what a lot of people would label as quote unquote new age kind of stuff. But again, I don't think this is new at all. Like, you have these concepts in Buddhism, you have these concepts in Hinduism, or whatever you want to call it, and I think Zoroaster as well. I mean, there's so many different so many different nodes of faith out in the world. Shamanism being all kinds of shamanism being part of that tradition as well. And but yeah, I mean, the idea of cycles, that's it's unquestionable that our planet goes through cycles. It's unquestionable that we as people go through cycles. And but if you've been paying attention to all these readings, I mean, there's a central theme here, and that's the central theme of the fact that we are all part of one super consciousness, great soul, as it said up in this particular one. And we're all experiencing, where I've heard it expressed this way, where a non-local being experiencing a local experience, or something like that. It's very mind-boggling. It took me many years to understand these kinds of things, and quantum physics helped a lot with that, actually, because it helped me conceptualize it in more of a mathematical and an experimental kind of term. And so I definitely appreciate that side of things when it comes to learning about spirituality, because there is something to say. I mean, how you think and how you perceive the world definitely attracts certain things to you. And the thing is that the further you get in your spiritual awareness, the more that is an evident truth. Because you'll ask a question in your mind, and then you'll get the answer the next day out of nowhere, or in the next couple of minutes, or the next hour, or whatever. Or you'll be thinking about something, and then something happens to you, which is exactly what you're thinking about. I'm sure all of you have experienced things like that before. You think about a friend or somebody, and then they call you at the exact same time. I was once hanging out with my buddy, and we were in a car, and I out of nowhere started doing some kind of I forget, drum solo type of mouth beatboxing thing or something, and it was exactly the same thing he was thinking about. I mean, the exact same song, the exact same part of the song, and it was very strange. And that's not the only time that happened between me and him as well. I have actually said the exact words that he was thinking, almost the exact minute that he was thinking it, and that really kind of blew his mind. But we'll talk about him in the future. It'll be part of some of my anecdotal life experiences that taught me that so much of this is true. And that's the thing. It's like, one of the things about religion is that as long as you don't take it to the extreme, you can reach any you can reach these points of enlightenment, of light, of love, of oneness with God in your own way. And every religion has just enough truth in it that it can do that. And that's why I really like that quote. There are as many ways to God as there are souls on earth, because that's true. We all have our path, but it also helps to understand how to navigate that path a little bit, and what to understand the nature of what the path really is. And I think that's where religion has really done a huge disservice in so many ways, because each one of the big religions of the world have their kind of issues that take you out of that path and muddy it up with a bunch of stupid, nonsensical, um, hypocritical type of things that turn people away from these kinds of things. And then you have people who have the extreme belief that their faith is 100% true, and it's only their faith and everyone else is going to go to hell. Well, I'm sure those people probably live kind of tumultuous lives, because as above, so below. I mean, if that's the way you think, then I don't think that's going to promote a whole lot of positivity out in life and in the world. But I mean, that's in my experience from anybody I know that's been like that in the past. So either way, I'm going to go ahead and end this year. The next one's going to be Tablet 12, the Law of Cause and Effect and the Key of Prophecy. And I'm going to willing to bet that the key of prophecy has a lot to do with understanding and using your intuition in the appropriate way. But either way, much love to all of you guys. And if you liked the video, please hit the like button, subscribe, share. If you think other people would enjoy this, or they've never heard of the Tablets of Thoth, and you want to give them a little bit of a, I don't know, a brain jolt. Because when people first dive into stuff like this, man, is it overwhelming. It is so crazy. It was crazy for me. I was just like, what in the heck is all this stuff? And it took me a long time to wrap my head around all this. But the reason why it did is because it has to be done through your own personal pathway experience. And experience gives you knowledge, and knowledge gives you wisdom. And the more wisdom you have, the better choices you make, and the happier you are. Despite the worst possible things happening in your life, you still, in the core of your whole soul, walk around with joy in your heart. And I can say that through my own experience, that is very true. And I am constantly getting thrown challenges every single day of my life. And I do a pretty good job nowadays versus when I was younger. And I couldn't understand. I would just react in the way that I reacted, and things wouldn't go well. But now I see people for much more of what they are, and that is me. And I see myself in them. And so I also understand the importance of conflict in people's lives and judgment. And I really have divorced myself from that as much as possible. And in that sense, I really help people who challenge me in those kinds of ways to realize that they didn't have to do things in those ways, and that they could have done things in other ways. And that's all by my reaction alone. And I think this next book, that we're going to be reading here, is going to definitely have a lot to do with that. The Law of Cause and Effect and the Key of Prophecy, Tablet 12. So looking forward to you guys joining me there, and I will catch you on the flip side. Peace.